If you opened social media, there was one person you could never miss. Her name was Maya. Every morning, she uploaded beautiful pictures that made everyone stop scrolling. One day she stood beside a shiny white SUV. The next day she was eating at an expensive restaurant. The day after that, she was smiling in front of a mansion that looked like a palace. Thousands of people admired her. Some girls whispered, "I wish I had her life." Others prayed, "God, please bless me like Maya." Even boys dreamed of meeting her. To everyone watching, Maya had the perfect life. But pictures can hide the biggest lies. Behind every smile, there was a painful secret. No one knew it, not yet. As soon as Maya finished taking her pictures, she quickly lowered her phone. The smile on her face disappeared. The mansion didn't belong to her. She wasn't even allowed inside. She had simply walked to the front gate, posed for a few minutes, and pretended it was her home. The security guard walked over. "Madam, you've taken enough pictures. Please leave." Maya forced a smile. "Thank you." She turned around and quietly walked away. Nobody on the internet would ever see that part. They would only see the beautiful photos she uploaded later. Within minutes, hundreds of people began commenting. "So beautiful, living the dream, goals." Maya read every comment. Instead of feeling happy, she felt empty. An hour later, Maya entered the place she really called home. It was a tiny one-room apartment. The walls were old. The fan made loud noises whenever it turned. Her refrigerator was almost empty. Only a bottle of water and 2 eggs were inside. She sat on her bed and removed her expensive-looking shoes. They weren't hers. She had borrowed them from a friend. Her phone suddenly rang. It was her landlord. "Maya, your rent is now 3 months overdue. When are you going to pay?" She swallowed hard. I just need a little more time." The landlord sighed. "You've said that every month." The call ended. Maya looked around the room. Tears slowly filled her eyes. She whispered, "Why am I living like this?" But instead of changing her life, she opened Instagram and uploaded another smiling picture. Across the city, another young woman was living a completely different life. Her name was Ada. Ada never cared about looking rich. She cared about becoming successful. Every morning, she went to work before sunrise. Every evening, she attended online classes. At night, she studied until her eyes became heavy. Her friends laughed at her. "You work too much. You never enjoy life. You don't even post pictures." Ada simply smiled. "One day, my results will speak for me." She wasn't chasing likes. She was chasing a better future. That same night, Maya's newest picture became viral. More people followed her. More people admired her. Then, a message appeared from someone she didn't know. "I can help you become truly rich." Maya stared at the message. Her heart started beating faster. Was this finally the opportunity she had been waiting for? Or was it the beginning of the biggest mistake of her life? She had no idea that replying to that message would change everything. My people, if somebody sends you a message that says, "I can make you rich," will you answer? Well, Maya didn't even think twice. That girl grabbed her phone faster than someone rushing to collect free jollof rice at a party. Her fingers were shaking. She opened the message. "Hello, Maya, I have been watching your page. I know you want a better life. I can help you become truly rich." Maya's eyes became as wide as a full moon. She whispered, "This is my chance." But little did she know, not every opportunity is a blessing. Sometimes, it is a trap wearing expensive clothes. The next afternoon, Maya met the man. Everything about him screamed money. His shoes shined brighter than a newly washed plate. His wristwatch looked like it could pay someone's school fees for 4 years. He smiled. "So, you're Maya." She nodded. "Yes, I've been watching your content. You already know how to make people believe you're rich." Maya smiled proudly. Then the man leaned closer. "I'll give you real money. But there is one condition." Immediately, the smile on Maya's face disappeared. She was looking worried, like a generator that had run out of fuel during an important football match. "What condition?" she asked softly. The man smiled again. "You'll know soon." Now, let's leave Maya for a moment. Remember Ada, that hard-working young woman? That day, her manager called her into the office. "My daughter, you've worked hard. You were honest, so we're increasing your salary." Ada couldn't believe her ears. She smiled from ear to ear. Not because she had become a millionaire, but because honest work was beginning to reward her. You see, real success walks slowly, but fake success likes to run. The problem is, fake success usually falls before it reaches the finish line, instead of looking for a real job. Maya rented a luxury apartment for just 2 hours. She borrowed designer handbags, borrowed expensive shoes, borrowed jewelry, even the flowers on the table were not hers. She turned on her camera. Hi, guys. So many people have been asking how I became successful. My answer is simple: hard work. My people, if lies were money, Maya would have been richer than half the city. She smiled into the camera. But inside, her heart was beating like a drum at a village festival. Because she knew, everything she was saying was a lie. That evening, the businessman called Maya again. He placed a thick envelope on the table. When Maya opened it, her mouth almost refused to close. Money. Lots of money. More money than she had ever seen in her life. The man smiled. This is only the beginning. I only need one small favor. Maya looked up. What kind of favor? The man slowly leaned forward. Then, he whispered the job into her ear. Immediately, the color on Maya's face disappeared. She froze, because what the man wanted her to do was something that could destroy another person's life. And now, Maya had to choose money or her conscience. My people, have you ever been offered something that looked too good to be true? That was exactly how Maya felt. She left the restaurant with the envelope in her bag. But every step she took felt heavier than the one before. She sat on a lonely bench. She looked at the money. Then she looked at the sky. This money can change my life, she whispered. But, why doesn't it make me happy? That girl's face was as bright as a phone with 1% battery. You know, the kind of face that says, anything can happen at any moment. She couldn't smile, she couldn't sleep, and she couldn't stop thinking about the man's words. The next morning, Maya decided to visit her mother. Her mother lived in a small, simple house. Nothing fancy, no expensive furniture, no luxury decorations. But one thing filled that house: peace. Her mother looked at Maya and smiled. My daughter, you look troubled. Maya forced a laugh. No, Mama, I'm fine. Her mother shook her head. My child, a smile can lie, but the eyes never do. Those words entered Maya's heart like an arrow. She almost told her mother everything. But fear closed her mouth. Now let's check on Ada. While Maya was chasing shortcuts, Ada was still working hard. That afternoon, an email arrived. She opened it slowly. Then suddenly, she screamed, I got it. Her neighbors almost thought she had won the lottery. But no, she had received a scholarship to continue her studies. You see, hard work doesn't always reward you immediately. Sometimes it keeps you waiting. But when the reward finally comes, it tastes sweeter than cold water on a hot afternoon. Back at home, Maya's phone wouldn't stop buzzing. New followers, new likes, new comments. Everyone was calling her an inspiration. One girl even commented, I want to become successful like you. Maya stared at the message. Her heart sank. She whispered, if only you knew the truth. The internet saw a queen. But the mirror saw a girl who was getting lost. That evening, her phone rang. It was the businessman. So, have you made your decision? Maya closed her eyes. She could hear her heart beating. It was beating faster than a school bell on the last day of exams. The room suddenly felt silent. She took a deep breath. Then she finally spoke. Before she could finish, there was a loud knock on her door. Bang, bang, bang. Maya froze. Who could it be? The landlord, the police, or someone connected to the mysterious businessman? She slowly walked toward the door. Her hand reached for the handle. And before she opened it, my people, have you ever heard someone knock on your door so hard that your heart almost packed its bags and ran away? Bang, bang, bang. That was exactly what happened to Maya. Her heart was beating faster than a school bell on the last day of exams. She stood there, not moving, not blinking. Even the old ceiling fan looked like it had stopped spinning because it wanted to know who was outside. Slowly, she walked toward the door. One step, another step, then she opened it. Ada, her childhood friend, smiled. Yes, it's me. But the moment Ada looked at Maya's face, her smile disappeared. My friend, you look like someone who has been carrying the whole world on her head. Maya forced a laugh. I'm okay. That smile was as fake as the luxury lifestyle on her social media page. Ada looked around the room. The apartment was almost empty. The refrigerator looked so lonely that even the water bottle inside seemed to be asking, where is everybody? Ada frowned. Maya, are you sure everything is okay? You post expensive food every day. But your kitchen looks like it hasn't seen real cooking in weeks. Maya quickly changed the topic. So, how's work? Ada smiled. It isn't easy. But at least I sleep peacefully every night. Those words landed in Maya's heart like a heavy stone. Because peace was something money could never buy as Ada continued talking. Maya kept looking at the pillow. Under it was the envelope. If Ada found it, she would start asking questions. Questions Maya wasn't ready to answer. Then suddenly, Ada stood up. I'm thirsty. I'll get some water. She walked toward the kitchen. Maya's eyes almost jumped out of their sockets. No, she rushed ahead of Ada so quickly that Ada stopped in surprise. My people, that girl ran faster than somebody chasing the last bus home. Ada raised an eyebrow. Why are you acting so strangely? Maya laughed nervously. I'll bring the water. Ada didn't say anything, but deep inside, she knew something wasn't right. Just then, Maya's phone started vibrating. Unknown caller. She froze. Ada noticed immediately. Aren't you going to answer it? Maya swallowed. It's nothing. The phone stopped, then rang again, and again, and again. Whoever was calling wasn't planning to give up. Ada looked at Maya. Maya, who is looking for you? Maya couldn't answer, because she already knew. It was the mysterious businessman. And something told her, he wasn't calling to say hello. My people, have you ever tried to sleep? But your problems refused to sleep with you. That was Maya that night. She lay on her bed. She turned to the left. Nothing. She turned to the right. Still nothing. She even covered her head with a blanket. Sleep said, I'm not coming today. That girl was restless like a football fan waiting for the final penalty kick. She picked up the photograph again. The young woman in the picture looked innocent. She had a bright smile. She looked like someone who trusted everyone. Maya whispered, what has this woman done to deserve this? For the first time, she wasn't thinking about becoming rich. She was thinking about saving a stranger. Morning came. But peace didn't come with it. The phone started ringing. Again, and again, and again. Maya looked at the screen. The same unknown number. My people, that phone was ringing like somebody who refused to accept no for an answer. Finally, she answered. The businessman spoke calmly. I hope you're ready. You have exactly 1 hour. The address is inside the envelope. If you disappoint me, you'll regret it. The call ended. Maya's hands became cold. Instead of going to the address, Maya called Ada. When Ada arrived, she smiled, but that smile disappeared almost immediately. My friend, you've not been yourself. Talk to me. Maya looked down. She wanted to speak. She wanted to tell Ada everything. But fear tied her words together. She simply said, I'm okay. Ada sighed. My people, when somebody keeps saying, I'm okay, every 5 minutes, that's when you know they are not okay. After leaving Ada, Maya finally opened the paper. It contained an address, a beautiful office building. Everything looked normal, too normal. She entered carefully. A receptionist smiled. Good morning. Who are you looking for? Maya looked at the photograph. Then around the building, somewhere inside, the woman in the picture was working. Maya's heart beat faster. She suddenly realized, this was no game. Then, she saw her, the same woman from the photograph. Exactly the same smile. Exactly the same face. The woman walked over. Hello, you look familiar. Have we met before? Maya froze. Her mouth opened, but no words came out. My people, that girl stood there like a student who studied the wrong subject before an exam. She couldn't move, she couldn't speak, and she definitely couldn't tell the woman the truth. The woman smiled again. My name is Zara. What's yours? Maya swallowed hard. I'm Maya. Zara invited Maya into her office. She offered her water. She even brought snacks. She spoke with kindness. She laughed easily. She treated Maya like an old friend. Every minute that passed, Maya felt more guilty. She whispered to herself, how can anyone want to hurt someone like this? For the first time, the envelope of money felt heavier than a bag of cement. Suddenly, her phone vibrated. One message. From the businessman. Have you gained her trust yet? Another message appeared. Don't disappoint me. Then another. I'm watching. Maya slowly looked around the office. Her heart nearly stopped. Was somebody watching her? Was the businessman nearby? Or was someone inside the building working for him? She felt a chill run down her back. As Maya stood by the window, she looked across the street. A black car was parked there. Beside it stood a man in a black suit. Dark sunglasses. His arms folded. He wasn't looking at the building. He was looking at Maya. Slowly, he raised his phone to his ear. A second later, Maya's phone began to ring. She looked at the screen. Unknown caller. My people, who exactly was that man? And how did he know where she was? Maya's finger slowly moved toward the answer button. To be continued. Do you think that Maya will follow the mysterious man? Find out in part 2.